What's going on YouTube? What's going on Facebook? I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here. And I want to talk about three things today. First thing I want to talk about is I got to remember what the first thing was. The Oscars and how bad they did, why I think they're doing that bad. Overplaying their hand and definitely, obviously, just droning people with such fake, phony activism. We'll talk about that. Second thing I want to talk about is Caitlyn Jenner threw her race, threw her threw her hat into the race. I threw her race into the hat, that too. No, but I threw her hat into the race in the California governor. I want to talk about that and what I think it exposes in both sides, because I think both sides don't know how to handle it. I don't even know if she knows how to handle it. We'll find out, but talk about that from an interesting perspective. And then the third thing I want to talk about is the flu vanishing article from New York Times, where they basically said that the flu vanished during COVID, and it's very interesting. We'll talk about that. And that's what it is. Thank you guys for being here. I know people are going to ask about this, but I was boxing today, taking boxing lessons. I hurt my thumb. I'm fine. It's not a big deal. I just want to answer questions. People are going to ask why my hand's taped up like a weirdo. But that's what it is. I appreciate you guys. And I want to do some thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Hefe. Thank you, Phaedra. I want to appreciate everybody. And I still did a lot of work over the last 2 weeks, but I just want to tell people I had a friend visit. I kind of talked about it. My friend visited for 2 weeks. We went to the Grand Canyon. We went to Lake Havasu. We did a lot of fun stuff, and he was here hanging out with me. So I still did videos. I still went to the OC board meeting. I did a lot. I got smeared by NPR, so I couldn't take a break, and I had to respond to that. So it's been an exciting 2 weeks, but I've been less busy than usual because I had a friend visiting and I went on a little road trip. So all is well. I still feel like I did a lot of work over those 2 weeks. I didn't take off, but I leave for like 3 days and everybody thinks something happened to me. They're like, where are you? Because I'm always just doing live stream video. So it was a nice little break, even though I didn't take that much of a break. I was driving a lot. Thank you guys for always being here. I appreciate that I could come back and not talk to myself. That's always nice because I can talk to myself, but it gets a little weird if you just do that. People start checking up on you. So it's a little less weird. I talk into my phone, but people watch. So I feel like it's acceptable now. It's normal. People do it. So appreciate it. I'm super grateful. And this is the new God Bless hat. I actually like it better. It's got the Velcro in the back, made in America. Same company, just bigger hat. I like it, I think, even more. And I got a manufacturer in the US that I'm working with and stuff. So thank you to everyone who got this, dreamrare.com. And if you ordered, I think at a certain point, you probably should have got your merch now. So I have a whole customer service guy dealing with that. Talk to him, but I'm pretty sure everybody got it. So thank you guys for being here. Thanks everybody who got a hat and such. And I don't want to just drone you, but you get it. t.me/dreamrarechat. Stayintouchwithme.com is my email list that I barely use because I'm busy and I forget to, but I'll email you guys soon. Let's start it off with the first thing. Someone said what happened to my hand. I injured it. I'm boxing and I punched my friend's elbow and screwed up my thumb. I'm fine. It's not that bad, but it's not perfect. So that's why I got this wrapped up. First thing I want to talk about is the Oscars. I got the data here, but hold on. It's going to take me a second because my thumb is messed up, so I can't use the mouse that well. 9.9 million viewers from last year at 23.6. That's pretty terrible. For perspective, I'm not bragging, but I have videos with more than 9 million views on Facebook, and I'm just one person. Like, I'm not that famous or cool. They had every celebrity on the planet. You're talking about everybody in every movie goes to this event, and they couldn't even get more than 10 million views. That's really sad for them, really funny for us, and it's pretty embarrassing. And I think they should be embarrassed because not only are they embarrassing themselves socially, it's not all about clicks and views, but I mean, you're just losing everything. You guys are such losers. So anyway, it's embarrassing, but I think the reason that that's happening is two reasons. People watch movies and television shows. They want to escape from reality. When I watch a movie and when I watch a television, I want to get away from reality. I want to watch something funny or dramatic, whatever. You get it. That's why you watch TV. It's not to live in the crazy world of whatever activism they're doing. So people watch it to escape from reality. And also people think that these people are cooler than they are. Like Tom Cruise. Wow, I can't do all that. Tom Cruise is so cool. So when you stop taking people away from reality like they're doing, and also you're not that cool, nobody wants to listen to you. Like, there's no benefit to watching the Oscars anymore because nobody likes you, or not that many people like you anymore. You're not a likable character, or you're a bad actor in real life or something. I don't know what it is, but it's like your job is to take people away from reality, and you're forcing people into reality, but then you're not even telling the truth about it. So it's like people just don't like celebrities, and I understand why. when I was starting to rap, I had label meetings when I was like 19 and 20. And they always tried to tell me, like in big meetings and stuff, they'd be like, Anomaly, we like your rap, but stop talking about politics, talk about women, talk about drugs. They were trying to dress me up like Justin Bieber or something because I had long hair. And I always thought to myself, I was like, this is not going to work long term. I think, maybe I was naive, but I'm like, I think people will like me for who I actually am, not who you think I am. I think people will connect with that. And they're like, no, just, be another liar, rapping about watches and stuff. And I never wanted to do that. And once the social media age kind of came to be, you see that like my favorite rappers, I like them as people. Once I stop liking someone as a person, I know they say you shouldn't connect the two, but I don't have a problem with that. Like if you don't like me as a person, it's not weird that you don't like me as a rapper. I used to love LeBron James. He's one of the best basketball players ever. I don't like him as a person anymore, so I'm not a big fan of him. So the digital age really made people famous for who they actually were as opposed to who they pretended to be, which I think is actually better, but a lot of people don't. And that's why I think people don't like these celebrities anymore. They can't compete in the real world with people with cameras, and nobody likes them. And their activism sucks. It's stale. It's generic. They keep saying the same thing, diversity, BLM, and they're not really making much sense. So I think they're turning off a huge portion of the population. And I think if you really look at like LeBron James or Ivanka Trump, when they do something that people don't like, you start to see the ratio. So I don't know how popular they really, really are. We'll see. Second thing I want to talk about is kind of weird to be back. I haven't been on the computer as much, so it kind of trips me out to be in front of like two computers, but it's all good. Second thing I want to talk about is Caitlyn Jenner's running for governor. And I think that she exposes two things about the left and the right. I think I might try to interview her. I have a connection somehow. Like somebody said I can interview her. So I'm going to try to ask tough questions from the left and the right. But I think Caitlyn Jenner exposes the left because they claim that they like Black people. They claim that they like Hispanics and Asians, but they really just want you to agree with them. And I think Republicans are much more honest about that. They say, if you agree with me, it doesn't matter if you're Black, it doesn't matter if you're white, it doesn't matter if you're Asian. We just want you to be conservative. And I think that's much more honest than the left, who says, we love transgenders, we love Black, we love Asian, we love Hispanic, but they don't really care what race you are. They only like demographically how you vote. And the second that you're trans or gay or whatever, and you don't vote for them, they don't like you. So I just wish they'd be honest about it. There's nothing wrong with saying, if you agree with me, I like you. If you disagree with me, you don't. But they act like they love like all gay, all Black. They really just want you to agree. And they're just so fake. I think Malcolm X nailed it when he said, the conservative is like the wolf and the liberals like the fox. I don't remember, but he was saying the liberals the type to stab you in the back, pretend like they're your best friend, smile, and then they want to eat you. The conservative, if they hate you, they'll be a lot more straightforward with it. And I think that that's true in a lot of these conservative states as well. Like, I think if they don't like you, they make it pretty known. And if the liberal is always manipulating, always just being sneaky and creepy and acting like they're the best friend of your ethnic group, and then, when push comes to shove, they're doing all these backwards sort of things. So I think Caitlyn Jenner really exposes the left because like she's running Republican, I guess, and they hate her. So it's like they never cared about her being trans. They cared about her pushing their political agenda. And I would argue that there's nothing wrong with that if you're just honest about it. You don't care how Black I am. You want me to agree with you. If I was Black and I was like Candace Owens, they would hate me. They don't care that I'm Black, or they don't care that I'm part Puerto Rican. They just want me to agree with them. So just tell the truth. You don't like Black or gay people. You just want Black and gay people to, vote for your politician. So, I think she exposes that. And I think it exposes the right, how they don't, they're not socially conservative anymore. You have a lot of these Republicans, getting behind Caitlyn Jenner. And also it's like, I think not just this, but like lockdowns and socialism and communism and $1 trillion CARES Act, it kind of exposed the Republicans that they're clearly not socially conserving anything. 20 years ago, Obama and Hillary Clinton opposed gay marriage. Now you could have a transgender running for the Republican Party, and I guarantee the Republican establishment will support her. But also it's like, okay, you're not socially conservative, you're fiscally conservative. They're not fiscally conservative. They're better than Biden, but the Overton window always goes to the left. The media and the left controls the narrative, and the right's always chasing their tail. Taxes go up, just not as much. We'll do a $1 trillion CARES Act, and then we'll open up in a year. It's like, I think the Republican Party needs to learn how to actually conserve something fiscally and socially. And I think, one thing before I move on, and like I said, I might actually get to interview Caitlyn Jenner, so I'll ask her tough questions from both sides. But, I think a lot of these Republican establishment types and a lot of these like Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro types, bless their soul, they're very shocked that a lot of the younger kids are becoming further right wing than they want them to be. And they're like, no, you guys are racist. You guys are anti-Semitic, whatever. You're homophobic, because like the further right kids are much more mean, I guess, and much less compassionate about certain things or whatever. But the truth is, it's like, if you really want to analyze it, you shouldn't be that shocked that a lot of these younger kids are going further right, because they're being beat in the head. They're being beat in the head racially. They're being beaten in the head fiscally. They're being beaten in the head by all this sort of activism. So they look at the Charlie Kirk and the Shapiro types and even the Trump types. And I think a lot of them like Trump, but the Mitch McConnells and their Ted Cruzes and all this stuff. And they look at them and be like, you guys aren't really conserving anything. So it's, at least I would ask, you don't have to agree with whoever, but as an analyst, like I watch the mainstream right wingers get so upset that all these younger right wingers are going so far right. But it's like, guys, you went from supporting gay marriage or not supporting gay marriage to supporting it to, getting behind a transgender candidate. I'm just saying not everybody's going to agree with it. Not every Christian's going to agree with it. You go to Iowa and a lot of these, I don't know if Iowa's the best example, but gay marriage was not always that popular. And, it's not like you could say the Christian pastor who said, oh my God, if you let them get married, all this is going to happen. 10 years ago, I would have been like, that guy's crazy. All they do is want to get married. But clearly the LGBT agenda, I'm not saying every gay person, but the agenda being led in our country, they've gone from that to drag time story hour to competing in sports. And, 10 years ago, that would have been a joke. So I would just say, to be as fair as I possibly can, it shouldn't be like a big shocker that a lot of Republicans are going to reject this. I think both sides are being exposed. The left doesn't care that she's trans. The establishment right is going to get behind Caitlyn Jenner. And the more fringe right that's growing is going to say, I don't want a transgender candidate. And I think, it's not a shocker considering they're just being beaten over the head. It was not this bad when I was a kid. If I would have grew up at this time, I either probably would have been, super far left wing and brainwashed, or I would have been really ticked off and, I would have wanted to rebel even more. So that's my thought about it. I'm going to try to interview Caitlyn Jenner, and I don't know what's going to happen. My best thing I could say for California, because obviously I don't know everything, but if 8 Republicans run, you're going to lose. If you can get like one Republican to run, you could win the state. I'm not saying to get behind Caitlyn Jenner. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just being a mathematical person. I'm saying if you got 8 Republicans, you're losing to Gavin Newsom, whoever. If you can get one, if everybody could drop out and do what Joe Biden did and say, you could be the secretary, you could be this, you could be that, you have a chance of winning. Who that candidate is, that's up for you guys. But if 8 Republicans run and raise money, they're going to blow it. So I think this is the best chance to ever win California back. It would be very wise for Republicans to find the best candidate that they all would support and make sure the other ones got out of the way, or else it's over. You know what I'm saying? And this is the perfect type of special election. I just watched a special election where there were 3 Republicans running in Orange County. 3 Republicans ran, 1 Democrat. The Democrat won because the 3 Republicans took away from each other's votes, and they would have won either way. So I know people don't want to hear that because it's like we all want to run. It's like then you all can lose. I don't know what to tell you. So, we'll see what happens. I'm not saying Caitlyn Jenner's the main candidate, but given the circumstances, I'm going to try to interview her, and I'm going to try to ask the tough questions that the right wants to hear and that the left wants to hear, because I genuinely want to know what her platform is, what she has to say about this, that, and this, the haters, the lovers, and it should be quite interesting because I will not hold back. Third story I want to talk about is the flu vanished. Is like a New York Times article. I don't know if you guys saw the flu vanished and during COVID, and they have all sorts of reasons why. And I just want to say this because I can't tell you everything, but I think this is pretty common sense, and I don't hear anybody saying it. When the Texas governor Abbott, he says, we opened up, no mask mandate, we got the vaccination, cases are down. So he's like, look, we got all the vaccines out. Now you could be free. Now the cases are down. Wow, thank you so much, Governor Abbott. You're the best. You saved us after a year. You gave us all these vaccines and you let us free, and the cases are going down because of that. I just want to say this, okay? And I don't know why no one's saying it. Every year there's something called the flu season. As long as I was alive, probably much longer than that, the flu season. Everybody knows when's the flu season? Fall into winter into spring, and then it dies off. It's always been that way. It never stops doing that. It goes up and it goes down. That's just how the flu season works. So if there is no flu season, because they say that the flu magically disappeared, which I would argue in a scientific debate, but they want to censor you if you say that. So let's call it COVID season. And I'm not saying that COVID doesn't exist. I'm just saying I think I know why flu cases disappeared. I think I could argue that pretty well, but let's call it COVID season. Okay, COVID season goes up. When do you think COVID season is going to go down? If there used to be flu for 80 years and there was a flu season, and now there is no flu and there's a COVID season, when do you think the COVID cases are going to go lower? Probably when the flu cases died off, like right about now. When are they rolling out the vaccine? Right about now. So what does that tell you? What it tells me is this is going to happen and they're going to take credit for it. And it's not a coincidence that Trump and Fauci tried to rush it as fast as they could because they wanted it to be done now. I believe that. I believe that the fear is that strong. They've taken away things from people. And if people aren't deathly afraid of this thing, they're afraid of not being able to travel, not being able to see their family, not being able to go to the grocery store. And those fears, although I would say don't be afraid, they're valid because they are taking away travel. They are taking away sports games. So they're trying to tell you, you're going to be a slave. You're going to be a second-tier citizen. You're going to be like a peasant and a serf if you don't get the vaccine. And if you get the vaccine, they're giving you this promise, you're going to be free. But I would just say statistically, if flu season for 80 years went up and down in the spring and summer, and there is no more flu, says the New York Times, and it goes up and it goes down, I think they rush these vaccines right here. The fear is real. Everybody's going to want to get them. And as soon as they roll them out right now, what's coming next? Summer. What happens to the flu in the summer? It goes away. I'm not saying COVID's not real, but infectious disease wise, I think the summer always has lower numbers because it does. And that's science. So they're going to give you back your freedom. They're going to act like they solved it with the vaccine. And then in the fall and then in the winter, they're probably already talking about pushing for a third dose. So all I'm going to say is, I don't think you're fully vaccinated. And that's not a conspiracy theory. I'm fully vaccinated. Are you fully vaccinated or are you temporarily vaccinated? Because according to Pfizer, Moderna, and mainstream news, they're talking about a third dose. And then I'm sure they're going to be a fourth dose. They're talking about maybe every year, says Bill Gates, every other year, whatever, every half a year, 6 months. So I don't think you're ever going to be fully vaccinated. I think you're going to, in the winter when the cases go back up, because they always have in the last 40, 50, 60 years for the flu. And now that there's no flu, there's COVID. I think they're going to go back up. I think they're going to lock down again. I think they're going to scare the crap out of people. And I think they're going to try to line people up for the third and fourth dose. And I haven't heard anybody say that about the timing. Okay, flu season ends. There is no flu season anymore, says New York Times. COVID season. Wouldn't it be logical to think that COVID would be similar in the sense of in the summer it disappears? But when it disappears, you're not going to hear Governor Abbott say it was because of that. You're going to hear them say it was because of the product that they're pushing. The product, by the way, that I've heard no Republican, I don't care how much they lie about me. I'm going through the ringer in the press, but I don't care because they're such losers. I might try to sue for libel or defamation, but they're such losers, no one even reads them. So I literally don't care. It's like if they actually made an impact on my life, I'd probably try to sue them for defamation. But since they're such losers and they probably get like 1,000th of the views that I get, I'm just laughing at them and mocking them. So in general, Mashable wrote about me, NPR wrote about me, now the Atlantic's writing about me. It's like, it's not this huge mystery. You guys suck at your job, and I'm actually somewhat decent at it without even trying. So these people are so annoying. They're like, oh, I wonder why. It's like, guys, you have all this money. Like I'm doing okay. I save a lot. I work very hard. I own 100% of everything I do. But like, you guys are New York Times. I shouldn't be able to compete with you. CNN, Fox News. I should not be able to be beating you on Facebook. The only reason I'm doing it is because you guys suck so hard. You guys have tens of millions of dollars. I don't even want to hire my friend. I mean, I will, but I don't have that much. I don't have these resources. You guys got everything. Hire a good video creator, but you guys can't because you're so fake and stupid. It's like every time you click on a New York Times article or Washington Post, it says, can you please subscribe? They block the article. Please subscribe. They're so desperate. It's like, listen, I plug my Patreon and my dreamrare.com hats too, but I don't block content. I don't even do that on Patreon. I want everybody to see 100% of my content. And the patrons on Patreon know that. It's not like I can't do other stuff. I want the whole world to see it. And if you support me, I hope that you want everyone to see it too. New York Times has all this money. Like, you can't see my article unless you give me $1 a month. It's like, how broke are you guys? I'm not even that broke. I was 2 years ago, but like, you guys are like hiding your content and begging for like 99-cent subscriptions. It's pathetic. Just pay someone $50,000 a year to make videos and do half as good as me, and you'll make 5 times the revenue. It's like, these people are such losers. It's insane. And then they're writing stupid articles about like Huffington Post, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer's racist. It's like, you guys are so pathetic that you're lucky that no one reads your thing, or else I'd probably try to get a lawyer for the defamation you guys lie. And to set the record straight, if anybody watches my videos, hopefully not, but Mashable, NPR, all these losers who are writing about me, The Atlantic, the headline of the CNN article, they're all mad because I did a Johnson & Johnson post from CNN. I used the CNN link, which I rarely use, but they actually did a decent job reporting it. And I posted it and they cried because I got more views than every other network in the world. I beat everyone. Number one, give me a Pulitzer instead of trying to ruin my life. But whatever. I posted a headline and they're all freaking out about my description. Like, oh my God, the subtitle. Oh no. Anomalies making up subtitles to challenge the government. The subtitle I said was Facebook demonetized and restricted my account because I accurately fact-checked Jen Psaki. That's all I was saying. So you stupid loser journalists who are defaming me, I don't even need to sue you because no one reads your articles. So I just laugh at you, and then you put your Twitter on private because you're afraid of me. Just leave me alone. At least if you're going to talk about me, just talk accurately about me. I'm not making up some sort of theory. I'm accurately talking about what Facebook did, and Facebook knows they did it, but it's a bunch of Democrat operatives running the show there, so they'll never admit it. The headline was accurate. So the article was accurate and the headline was accurate. I didn't make up a theory. I didn't lie. I'm telling the truth about what they did. And the video that they restricted was a factual, accurate video that I debunked. First of all, I debunked a fake Bill Gates video. They should be happy I do that, but they're such idiots. And the one I did with Jen Psaki, she said the vaccines are FDA approved. They're not. You guys could take away my money. You could take away my account. You could restrict shit. You could delete it. I don't care. You'll forever be losers. You'll forever go to hell. And you're living in hell because you strap 2 masks on your face and make like Fauci jingles about vaccines. I mean, you guys are pathetic. So I'd rather go broke than ever be you. But in general, stop lying about what I said. Everything was right. Facebook just can't handle it. So the vaccines are not FDA approved. That's a fact. It's on all 3 fact sheets for the Janssen, aka the Johnson & Johnson, the Moderna, and the Pfizer. It says it's not FDA approved. It said it hasn't gone through that much, overlooking. That's why it's not FDA approved. And the thing that you don't want anybody to know is they all have no liability. Imagine if Ford, I'm just going to give you an example. Imagine if Ford said, everybody has to drive a Ford car or else you can't go here. You can't travel. You can't do this. So they scared and guilted everybody going into Ford cars. And then what if they knew that some people in those cars, the car would break down and then they had no liability? Most pills have liability. Most car companies have liability. If you buy a car, usually you get warranty. The vaccine manufacturers, no matter how new, no matter how rushed, no matter how not FDA approved it is or emergency use authorized, they have no liability. This should be a ding, ding, ding in everybody's heads. It's like, that's a little bit weird. No matter what happens to you, they have no liability. There's not very many industries on the planet that have that good of a deal with the government. And the reason they have that good of a deal with the government is because they work with the government. All of this stuff has been a Department of Defense and pharmacy industry collaboration. If you look at Moderna, look who owns a part of Moderna. I just figured this out recently. I've heard it with other vaccines, but the NIH, who Fauci works for, they have part ownership of the Moderna. Let me just Google this real quick because I don't want to screw up because I'm always accurate. Let me see. Moderna, my fingers don't work because I hurt my finger. Moderna, let me see. NIH owns, let's just make sure. Yeah, Axios. The NIH claims joint ownership of Moderna's coronavirus vaccine. So they own part of it. They have no liability, and they have every financial incentive to push it on everybody. But they know they're not liable. So the reason that it seems a little strange is because it is a little strange. And I don't care what you guys do. You can't censor me for lying because I'm way too accurate. And they hate me so much because they don't know what to do. Most people are just saying stupid crap that they can't even prove. They're like, there's a microchip in it. It's like, is there? I don't think there is. I think that's false. However, if you do search microchip, they are talking about putting a microchip in people. That's not it's just like mainstream news. Like, hey, what if we put a microchip under your skin? It's like, let's not say we did, but I don't make up fake theories about the vaccination. I tell the truth about it. I'm not going to make up a lie. I don't know what it does. I'm saying most people are going to be fine. I hope everyone's fine, but I'm just saying they have no liability. It's not FDA approved. It's emergency use authorized. The NIH owns part ownership of the one vaccine. And I just find that all very bizarre that they're scaring the crap out of people and then giving them free donuts when they do it. It's like, it's not healthy. I don't care what they say. If I look like I look, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, and someone's 500 pounds, no disrespect. We're all human. God bless you. I will never judge you. But if we bring honest, if they get 2 vaccines and they're eating a Krispy Kreme donut because CNN told them to, and I'm sitting here working out and boxing, I think I'm a little bit healthier. I think there's, health effects that go with being that morbidly obese. And there are, and the data's in, and we could find out that most hospitalizations are obese people, and most of the deaths are coming from obese countries. It's not a coincidence. It's like just how things work, how you take care of yourself, how much pressure you put on your body. That's science. So you guys forcing people to drink Budweisers and Krispy Kreme donuts in celebration for the vaccine, this is not health. This is peak corruption. And I really don't care. I feel great right now. And I feel great most of the time. I have my down days, but I don't care what you guys do. I don't care who cries about it. I'm not even going to say who's been complaining about it, but I think I did in my last video. It's like, I know they're mad. Whatever. Stop lying. Peter, I'm going to read this real quick. He said, anomaly, nothing but respect to you, but you rap about listening to David Icke. You should know better. So why are you still pretending COVID is real if you honestly don't believe, and your listeners all need to listen to Dr. Thomas Cowan? He can be found on YouTube. Well, thank you, Peter, for the super chat. I should know better and what? Well, here's what I'm saying. I'm not, I listen to Carrie Mullis. I mean, David Icke is David Icke. I like him for who he is, but I'm not him. If I just said what he said, why would you even watch my channel? Just go watch his channel. So I don't think you have to try to jab me for not saying what he says. But I'm not a virologist. I didn't invent the PCR test. So I listen to people who are into that stuff. I've heard of Dr. Thomas Cowan. I've heard of his book, The Contagion Myth, and I'll plan on reading it sometimes. But as far as what I can tell you, I stick to what I know. And I know that certain people are getting some sort of unusual, unique sickness. And honestly, I've listened to all sides of the equation. I'm not afraid to say something, but I'm not going to make this huge claim that I can't back up. Has he ever backed it up? Have you watched an hour of him like fully explaining scientifically? I don't think so. I think he just says it, and he that's how he feels. And I say how I feel, but I know how to have an impact. I know how to reach people, and I know how to be persuasive, and I know how to be accurate. If I want to say that it's not real, I would have to be in the lab for 3 years and back up my claim, or else I'm not going to say it. So I don't have the authority to say that. What I can talk about is the obesity data. I could talk about flu season turning into COVID season. And I do see that there are people who've had it. There's something going on. Absolutely. I mean, certain people are losing their taste buds. I've heard alternate theories for that, but I don't just talk out my ass. And I don't think people would like my channel if I did that. So, I talk about what I know. Thank you for the $100 super chat. You could talk shit to me for $100. That's fine. It's like at a circus when you throw a ball at the clown and you knock him in the water, like you're paying me to try to knock at me. But, I'm me, and David Icke's David Icke. So I don't know why you'd come give me a super chat just to talk shit to me and act like, why don't you say what he says? Because I'm not him. I say what I know. I say what I mean. I say what I could back up. And as for the speculation, I have speculation on what I think about certain things and how, I could explain it without lying. I can't sit and say what he says because I don't believe that. And I don't have the data to back that up. I do have the data to back up my Carrie Mullis video. He invented the PCR test. Okay. So if he says something about something, it means a lot. He invented the test they're using. So I show that. I do things I know. And if I don't know it, I don't know it. But you don't have to throw a jab at me for not being someone else. I don't think you'd watch me if I was. But if you want to talk shit for $100, just throw them at me. I'll be like a stripper. You can hit me in the face with a $100 bill. I'll take it for the money. I'm not a sellout, but I'm just saying. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to answer some questions. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. God bless the world. I have videos I want to work on and edit. I'm very grateful. Let's see. We got almost 1,000 people on YouTube, 2,000 people on Facebook. Appreciate you guys for being here. I work my butt off all the time. I took a rare break. It wasn't even a break because I'm running around with my friends showing them all sorts of stuff. But I'm excited to be here. I love what I do. I love working, and I feel blessed to even be here, because if I wasn't here, I would be complaining anyway. So I actually can monetize my complaints. Normally, I would just probably be freaking out on my employer or something. So I guess that's what I'm doing with Facebook anyway. So thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you to everybody who's getting hats at dreamrare.com. I'm not just saying this. To me, these hats are even better than the last ones. This is Velcro. They're bigger. Some people have big heads. I'm not saying I love myself. I'm just saying my head is shape-wise. Roseanne always says that to me. She says I have a long head and she likes it, which is a funny compliment. But in general, I do have a big head. So I think these ones are even better. I like the old ones too. It's different style, but this is more baseball cappy. Thank you guys. The black beanies, you get it. Appreciate everybody supporting and Patreon too. I've been so busy. I got to do a Facebook live stream, Patreon. just bear with me. I know it could be a little annoying, I'm sure, if you're a patron or something, but I do everything myself. When I message you on Patreon, it's literally me messaging. I don't have like a person doing it. I film, I edit, I do my lighting. So it's quite the debacle I got myself in, but I like it. All right, let me see. Someone said, I think David Icke's 80% right. Well, I mean, I heard what he said about COVID. I think he should be allowed to say that. I say what I mean. If I meant that, I would say it. I'm not afraid. It's just like if I were to make a claim that bold, I would explain it fully. David said it and didn't really explain it. Does he have the right to do that? In my opinion, he shouldn't have got his Facebook page deleted, but you're asking me to do that. You're like, why don't you say that? Because I don't know enough about it. If I'm going to say something that bold and that extreme, I'm going to back it up. And I'm not just going to, I don't do that with anything I do. And that's why I'm able to be here. And I don't do it just so I could save my own self. I do it because that's good reporting. Why is what I do so successful? Because I show people. I'm not just talking and they're supposed to believe me. Oh, it's not real. And you don't even explain it. So people who love it say, yeah, that's true. But other people on the fence are like, I don't know if I believe that because he's not really explaining why that's not true. He does a great job. I like David, but it's like, to compare me to him, it's like I do work that he doesn't do, and he does work that I don't do. But I don't envy that. I don't want to be that, or else I would be that. If I'm going to make a claim that bold, you could tell me to read the book, but I'm gonna back it up in a 10-minute video where it's persuasive, so you can't disagree. I'm not just gonna say it on a live stream to make you happy and then just move on like I didn't just make a huge claim. That's the type of work I do. So whatever. Let's see. Someone said he does explain it. I'll check it out. Someone said he referred to a doctor who explained it. That's cool. I refer to Carrie Mullis, who says similar stuff. I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to have a competition with David Icke. I'm just saying, like, I make a video about Carrie Mullis. It gets millions of views, and I show people what the inventor of the PCR test does. I showed him that he was saying that tool is not used to see that. I understand. I'm learning as I go on. This is not my forte normally. So I would say, like, if you're just spending money to like talk down to me, it's a little bit rude. I mean, you could say, hey, you could do this, or you could do that, or you should check this out. But it's like, you need to do this. It's like, I've done similar stuff in a different way that's unique to me. It's a little rude, but whatever. It's like, why don't you make a YouTube channel? How come you haven't had 600 million views? You know better. You could do a lot more than just that. It's like, I don't talk to you that way. Why'd you talk to me that way? No, it's all good. Am I willing to have a debate on flat Earth? Yeah, I would be willing to, but I'm not, I don't know which side you would want me to take. I've watched videos on it. I've watched debate. I know Stephen Molyneux debated someone. That's another topic that is not my forte, but I'm intrigued. I watch debates. I'm not somebody who wants to call people stupid. And, I sit back, I observe, I watch. Sometimes I know more than I say. I pick and choose when I talk about certain things, but, some topics really, I go with how I feel. If something is very inspiring to me, I go in that direction. And if it's not, I don't. So it's not, I don't know what side you'd want me to take on the debate, but I think that stuff is, it's definitely fascinating. I've no problem with people taking either side. Now people are arguing about the earth in the comments. It's just not my, I don't know. It's not my, it doesn't pique my interest enough to really go at it. But someone said Anomaly doesn't know if it is or not. That's not what I said. But I mean, in general, have you ever watched a debate about it? I'll just say that. What do you, I bet the people who are most upset that I just took a neutral stance, I bet you've never even thought that much about it. I bet you've just spun a globe. And I'm not saying I support it. I'm just saying, you act so like, what do you know? You know what your teachers told you, the same thing that they told you when you were in 5th grade. Like, have you really done a deep dive? Have you spent hours on it and really tried to look at flight patterns and this? You probably haven't, so it's like the people that get most upset by that are the ones that, they're just going off of what they learned or based on what other people say. I'm a skeptical person, so I'm not going to put people down for having crazy theories. My question is it true or not? And then if you can show me things that impress me, I'll say it. But I'm not going to turn things down. I know people would want me to. Oh, that's so dumb. It's like if I don't know it's dumb, I'm not going to say it's dumb. If I think it's dumb, I'll say it. But I have no, I'm interested in hearing a debate about it. Maybe other people don't. They just want to close the case. But that's just the type of person I am. God's Watching said, I wanted to make a donation for you, not to be someone else. The reason is I watch you is because you're your own person and you don't BS. Thank you, God's Watching. Someone said Psalm 19:1, the heavens declare the glory of God and the firmament showeth work. Thank you. I always love a good Bible quote. I want to say with David too. I like David, but he talks about like reptilians and archons and stuff. Like that's not really my forte. I don't know about the reptilians and archons, and I'm not talking down. Like I don't think David should be censored. I think he should be able to debate Don Lemon on TV. I would love to see David Icke and Don Lemon. But you want me to be someone else? Like I say what I say. Fill in the pieces yourself. But I don't. I'm not going to go on a 2-hour talk about archons and reptiles. And I'm not smearing David Icke. I actually legitimately like him. I'm just saying like. There's a reason I don't say certain things. It's not because I'm hiding something. That's just not who I am. Like I play basketball. Do you play basketball? Do you like volleyball? I like ping pong. I like, I like swimming. I like body surfing and I like pickleball. If you don't like I'm like, why don't you do what I do? It's like, cause you're not me. I don't expect you to do everything I do. Just do good work. I think I do good enough work for you guys not to be rude to me. But if that's how you feel, do it yourself. I don't know, make a channel. I don't take bribes. And, if you want to say anomaly, you should read Contagion Myth. That would make more sense than you should know better. You should know better. I'm Peter. It's like, cool, Peter. Thanks so much, bro. You really contributed a lot. It is interesting. I got on a huge side rant, so you did kind of contribute. But, there's a way to say something and there's a way to just be kind of a dickhead. Excuse my language. Sonny James said the Great Reset won't work because China and Russia are not on board. The globalists are running out of places to hide, and all of us would rather be dead than our lives in slavery. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems like Russia somewhat does his own thing. It definitely seems like China runs the show in certain areas, but I don't know if China's not on board. I just think China probably want to do other things to other countries that they wouldn't do themselves. Like they push, racial activism in America, and in their country, they do exactly the opposite. So I don't know what's going on with those two countries, but I've seen both sides of that debate too. I've seen people who say Russia's outside that equation. And then I've seen people like No More News who says that, Putin's part of it as well. I don't, I like to see both sides and see what they have to say. I don't know, I don't know how real Putin is and how fake he is, or I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent in that category. I'm observing and seeing what happens, but I've seen a good argument for both of that. And it's interesting. All right, let me try to read a super chat. My hand's messed up, so it's kind of hard to hit the buttons, but I'm going to try to do it on Facebook. Someone said, do you know anything about the Convention of the States? No. Is that like what does that mean? I'm not sure. Sorry. Someone said, I got my God bless hat. Love it. Thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate you so much. Appreciate that. Rachel said, in the past few days, I've seen at least half a dozen videos on India, feed from India. I'm going to try to talk to somebody in India and Canada because I know a lot's going on in India. Definitely the person seems pretty right-wing in India, Modi or whatever. So I think they're trying to take him down. All right, Peter, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. I'm not trying to flex sending you all this money. If we can yell at each other for 10 minutes, it's not a big deal. I'll take the money. No, I'm just kidding. But I think you're awesome. I didn't mean to come at you. I feel like you take it too personally. I just said you aren't doing any research and you can inform others better than me. Yeah, but not you're doing it again, Peter. I hate to make this about Peter, but he did give me $175. No, thank you, Peter. You're like, I just meant to say you aren't doing your research. You got to think about how you approach people. I like the back and forth. It makes it funny. It's like Anomaly and Peter argue, but like, you're like, I didn't mean to, you're taking it too personally. I just meant to say you aren't doing your research. So it's like, I didn't mean anything. You're just not doing your research. Me, Peter, I do my research and you don't. It's like, why would you come on my channel and say you're not, do I say that to you? Oh, you're not doing your research, Peter. You know nothing. You're so dumb, Peter. It's like, you're very passive aggressive, Peter. I think you should think about how you talk to people. Like, oh, I'm not trying to come at you. Don't take it personally. I'm just saying you don't do your research. Is that why you're here? Is that why you're giving me $175? Because I don't do my research? That's why you're here. I'm just going to give Anomaly $175 because he doesn't do his research. Dude, give me a break, bro. You got like, I mean, come on. I'm Peter, okay? Okay, Peter. Someone said Peter needs to start. You could show me something or be like, hey, I think you're missing this. It's not a big deal. I'm not taking it personally. I just think it's hilarious how you talk to me. You're just throwing money at me and being like, I'm not dissing you. I'm just It's like, I'm not doing my research. What do you know? I haven't read the book, The Contagion Myth, but it is on my thing. But here's the difference, Peter, between me and David Icke for what he did in that interview. Nothing wrong with it, but I'm telling you, if I'm going to say something in a big interview, I'm going to make sure that no one can disagree with me, because I'm not going to make a huge claim that I know is going to get me censored that I can't back up and show 100% proof. I don't mind getting censored for the truth. I just got censored for the truth, but I made sure in my video that I was 100% accurate and pinpoint with it. David Icke likes to just talk, and that's fine. But, if I'm going to talk about what he talked about, you better believe I'm going to do an even more, deep dive on it, not just say it in an interview and not really explain it. So there's no problem. I'm not trying to make this about David. I like him, but, you're kind of a douche, Peter. So thank you for the $175, but, just stop, have a good day. Sonny James said, what's your opinion on Elon Musk tweeting Ben Garrison cartoons parodying Bill Gates' Mark of the Beast? Is Elon awakening to the dangers of transhumanism, or is he just the red side of the coin to a blue side? It's a good question. With Elon, I don't know. I don't know these people. I don't know their intentions. A lot of people like Elon Musk. A lot of people don't. They don't trust him. After what happened with all this stuff in the last 4 years, Trump, Bernie Sanders, I think I've learned my lesson to not fully trust a politician or like a billionaire. So I like Elon Musk. He's entertaining. He's funny. I appreciate what he does in the sense of, I like the fact that he was challenging the coronavirus narrative. I like the fact that he responded to my tweet. I don't even know him, and he did that. That's very cool and shows this means a lot to me, and was really helping even more than Trump during COVID, to be quite honest. And I also appreciate that Elon Musk has always talked against Bill Gates in the sense of, Bill Gates says that we need less people eventually. Like, as far as, he says population growth is out of control. Elon Musk says the opposite. He says, no, population collapse is the problem. We need more people. So Elon seems very real to me, but I would definitely, I understand why people are suspicious, because he's Elon Musk. He's doing space stuff. He's doing Tesla. I would say I'm skeptical, but I think he's very funny, and I appreciate him for who he is. As far as the transhumanism stuff, I think he's very honest about it. I'm not saying he has great intentions. I'm not saying he could be like a two-party side of the coin to get your approval, and then he throws a curveball at you. Anything is possible, but I do want to say, I think he's, in a sense, honest about transhumanism, where he says it's coming. Like, regardless of what people want to think, I don't want to be a computer. I don't want his Neuralink chip in my brain. I don't want it. I find it just as crazy as you, and I think it's obviously going down the wrong path. But 30 years ago, you don't have artificial intelligence all over the place. Now artificial intelligence works for Facebook. Artificial intelligence works for YouTube. Every new car, at least the higher end ones, they have artificial intelligence. They're reading all the time. It's very alarming. No one's talking about it. But this idea that, I think Elon Musk is honest when he says they're going to do this whether you want me to or not. This is happening. It's already happened, and it's going to happen more. So I'm hoping to get on the right side of it. I'm not saying he is or not, but I would say that's an honest take, whether people want to hear it or not. This idea that it's going to stop, I think it's coming. So, I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. And I'm not just trying to sit on the fence. I'm just saying, like, in a perfect world, I would have maybe not no computers, but not to this extent. But people act like he's lying when he says that. I think he's right that it's like inevitable, unfortunately. And someone said, be careful with him. After the Trump situation, I'm always cautious. So I like him. I think he's funny. I think he says a lot of honest stuff. Sometimes I think I don't agree with him. I don't fully trust the stuff he's doing in space. And to be quite frank, I don't really believe it. However, I don't hate him. I try to not be as emotional as I used to, or like attached. Like, I made the mistake with Trump, I think. And I was pretty good with it. But once certain things happened, I feel that way about Elon, where I like him. I think he's funny. But when I say that, people attack me. I'm not saying everything he does is perfect. He's a character, and I find him quite funny. But I wouldn't like follow him to Mars or anything. That's not what I'm saying. He's a character that I think he's so funny to me. But that's kind of where the buck stops. I'm not hopping in a SpaceX, Mars Explorer with like Elon Musk. Like, come on, guys, trust him. He's going to send us to Mars with a Neuralink in our brain. Like, yeah, no, I'll pass on that stuff. But, I don't hate him for sure. I think he's funny. Someone said, is Peter still eating pumpkins? I like Peter. I appreciate Peter giving me a lot of super chats. It's very nice. I'm just saying, it's like, there's a way to say what you're saying without saying you don't do research. Like, dude, I don't even talk to my friends like that. Like, you think I talk to friends where, I was talking to my pastor friend today. He was talking about the Trinity because I don't know if you guys saw, but Owen Benjamin and like Milo, they're arguing, and E. Michael Jones, they're all arguing about the Trinity. And there's like this Christian debate. So I had a conversation with my pastor because I was curious what he thought. He doesn't talk to me like that. He's not like, you don't do your research. He's like, oh, I'm glad you asked. I'll explain what I think. And I'll be like, okay. And vice versa. When I know something that he doesn't know, I'm like, you don't do your research. It's like, it's very off-putting. I know you don't think it's rude, but it's just like, it's kind of a douchey thing to say. Like, you think I don't talk to people in my daily life, like in person, that don't know about a certain topic as much as me? Of course, but I don't talk to them like that because it's kind of weird. It's kind of rude. But I'm sure I've done rude things on live stream. In fact, I know I've done. So I'm not perfect. I'm just saying, it's kind of a bizarre way to reach out to somebody you like. It's like just something to think about. I'm like purposely rude in a funny way. Like when I'm making a joke, and some people I just don't like, I'm not going to lie. I just don't like them. So I don't care if it comes off a certain way, but if I genuinely like somebody, I don't think I would talk to them that way. But that's on you. That's just like a personal thing. I appreciate the money. I feel like a stripper. You just throw money to passively aggressively, like, not like me, but you like me. It's a fun dynamic. It's made the stream fun. Someone said your impressions always crack me up. Sometimes they're spot on. Sometimes they suck. I don't know. Sometimes I hit a good Dr. Burks and I feel like really good with it, or a Trump. And other days I feel like my impressions suck, but then it's funny that it's not good. So it works out, but I'm okay. I'm no like impression magician, but I think I'm getting better with certain things. Someone said, I think Elon's a wild card. He's definitely a wild card. I mean, the dude, I'll put it this way. And I mean, Trump does this too to people he likes, but Elon responded to one of my videos that I posted of like a politician saying, anybody who dies with COVID dies from COVID. And Elon Musk blew it up because he responded to it. I guess it came on his feed somehow. Someone retweeted it, and he said it would be helpful to distinguish by COVID and from COVID. If you listen to the Elon Joe Rogan, not the new one, that was kind of boring in my opinion, but the old one when he was talking about COVID, Elon Musk did a better job explaining why COVID was, I won't say a scam, but a scam in the sense of, how they're testing, how they're tracing, how they're counting cases, how they're incentivizing or financially paying off certain things. Elon Musk went on Joe Rogan, explained it flawlessly, better than I could explain it, better than Trump, way better than Trump, way better than Fox News explained it. So how could I not be grateful that Elon Musk did that? He didn't have to, he's the richest guy in the world. He doesn't have to go on Joe Rogan podcast and do that, but he did. Would I follow him to Mars with a computer in my head? No, of course not. But do I think he's a wild? I don't know. I can't act like that wasn't cool. It was pretty cool, but I'm not going to I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to go like head over heels over someone and then get played. So I'm sitting back. I think he's funny. I don't trust the space stuff personally, but I'm interested. I'm intrigued, and I definitely don't want a computer chip in my head. But we'll see what happens. Let's hope it doesn't get to that point. Thoughts on Texas? What is that? Texas exiting? I think at a certain point, like I like people, but I think at a certain point, the left and the right, they're in a different planet. Like I don't live in COVID slave world. Liberals are living in this crazy world. Like I don't subject myself to it, so I don't even know what they're doing. But you have two totally different views. I think the Republicans would be wise to think ahead. I don't know if that means Texas leaving, but at a certain point, I'm not saying we can't coexist, but the left-wing theories and the right-wing theories as far as how to run a city, how to run a state, it doesn't coexist. We got at a certain point, maybe a friendly, like, I'm out might be a good idea. I think that's the best thing with the police. I'm not being sarcastic. The liberals don't like the police. They don't trust the police. LeBron has security everywhere he goes. Police should stop. You know, like now they see LeBron. You think police officers are going to want to protect LeBron after all the shit he talks about him? It's like, okay, chief, why don't you go walk into the crowd by yourself? I think that's the play at a certain point. Be like, you don't want me in Cleveland? You police Cleveland. You don't want me in Portland? You police Portland. The liberals would destroy themselves. So if the country's segregated between conservative and liberal, I'm talking multiracial, I would go to the conservative side. Are you kidding me? It would be safer, nicer, cleaner. If you could take away all these stupid liberal policies, dude, it would be 1,000 times better. So, and then we could figure out all the other things I always complain about with Republicans. But yeah, I don't know. If Texas wants to leave, I don't think that's quite the bad idea. I don't know. I don't think we're living in the same reality anymore. And it's sad. And I like liberals, but it's like, I would not mind a 50-50 like experimentation. Isn't that what states are supposed to be? You're supposed to have your own state and do what you want. Now federal government comes in and does all this crazy stuff. It's time to break up, in my opinion. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Centrality said, keep up the good work. There's a guy named Ryan Dawson who talks a lot about what you talk about, and he got banned. He has a new channel called Rena Kawa with 5 subs. Could you have him on? Well, I don't really, if you notice, I don't really do that many interviews. If he has an Instagram, there's a chance he could pop in an Instagram live. That's where I kind of do interviews. But a lot of people talk about Ryan Dawson. I have yet to really check him out. And I'm not just saying that to dodge. I've heard so many things from my audience about him. I got to check out his videos. I got to remember to do that. So I don't know much about him, but if he has an Instagram still, there's a chance I could bring him in Instagram live. As far as like I don't really do that many interviews. Like I'm going to try, I don't know about that, but I'll check it out. Someone said all states should leave. I don't know. I don't think what the Republicans are doing is sustainable. It's just, I think at a certain point, it's time to have a conversation. Talk to Chuck Schumer. Listen, we appreciate you guys. I just don't agree. I don't agree with most things liberals are doing. Keep in mind, a lot of liberals watch my channel, apparently. Oh God, Peter just super chat. I'm going to read it again, but it's not a hateful thing. It's just like, I don't want to live in a high crime area. I don't want to live in filth. I don't want to live in degeneracy. I don't want to live in lockdown world. I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to be forced vaccinated. So I don't want to live around you guys. You guys are crazy. It's not like you guys are just doing weirdo shit at like an art festival or something. Like you guys are like destroying the country and just like enslaving people. Like, so yeah, I'm kind of over it personally. Peter said, maybe I could have approached it differently, but you were kind of being a baby about it. I'm trying to help you and everyone's watching the stream. Maybe you should relax a little and hear what I'm saying instead of insulting me. Yo, this is wild, Peter. You're a wild guy. I'm just going to laugh at it. But it's like you take a jab at me. I respond. You say, oh, I didn't say anything. You don't do your research. And now you're calling me a baby and saying I should relax a little. I appreciate you gave me over $200. I mean, YouTube's going to take a cut of that, which is disappointing. But I appreciate the super chat. I don't know. I guess that's just what you want to do is like throw $200 and like passive aggressively like diss people and say you're not dissing them and then diss them again harder. And then the third time diss them even harder while semi apologizing for it. It's an interesting vibe, bro, but I'll take the money. And I'm not a sellout. Like I don't need the money, but if you want to pay $200 to like passive aggressively pretend like you're not doing it or whatever, it's fine. Am I a baby about it? No, I think I'm making it funny because I'm live right now in front of, I don't know, 3,000 people. So I'm trying to make a little scene out of it, but overall, Antarctica Bear said unbelievable. Exactly. Antarctica Bear gets it. It is unbelievable, but it's also believable. I get it. It's an interesting vibe. Everyone's got their own personality. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate you. Let's put it at that. Oh man, that's funny. Someone said he sent it. Now strip. All right, let's calm down, Monica. It's a weird dynamic. I think, I'm grateful. I've learned a lot being live, but it can be a little stressful. I mean, I'm not crying about the Peter comment. I'm just saying like, I don't know. There's times where I even today I've been off the camera for a while. I'm looking at a cell phone. I'm looking at another camera. I'm looking at the chat. I don't know that a lot of people could do this. And I'm not like, it's so hard. Oh my God, I'm so great. I'm just talking. It's not that hard. I'm not talking about that, but like, it's not like the hardest shot. It's the easiest shot, but you get what I'm saying? It's not like you could be having a bad day or something and then you get thrown off and you're in front of everybody and you're like, and you just poop your pants. No, just kidding. But you get what I'm saying. It could be a little odd sometimes. Someone said Peter's a Humpty Dumpty. No. Someone said these are your top fans. LOL. It's all good. I've probably said much meaner things in general, so it's okay. Kamel said convention of the states is when 31 state legislatures sign on together to sever federal government powers. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that well versed in that stuff, but if that's a thing, let's hope the Republicans do it. Do they have that many states? I think so. I don't know. It's interesting. I'll look more into it. I can't speak on it right now. Thank you, Laura Khan. I appreciate it. Thank you for the comment. It's okay. I've dealt with more harder stuff than that. It's all good. Thank you, Dixie, on Facebook. I appreciate you. Someone said he's a paid troll. He's not a paid troll. He just gave me over $200. It's going to get cut into, but I don't think he's a troll. I just think he's someone who likes the videos, who wants to tell me that I don't research and I know better and, to stop being a baby. I don't know. That's how he wants to spend his money. I'm not going to stop him. Joshua King said, you made someone when someone spends $200 to argue with you. I appreciate your research and evidence. God bless you and God bless Peter. Yeah, I'm very grateful. I've had harder jobs. Trust me. I don't think I'm being a baby. I think I was just being funny about it, but whatever. Thank you, Pacific Northwest Bear. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It's funny because on Facebook Live and on like YouTube, I feel like I have so much more fun. I say something on Twitter and it's just the worst. I don't know. I hate Twitter. I always say that because I do. But like the comments are always so much crazier on Twitter. I'm like, I don't know. You can't say anything because everybody takes it out of context or they think you're like mad. I made a joke yesterday and people were like, are you drunk? I'm like, I just made a joke. I mean, yes, I'm waiting. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. It's like a much more bizarre back and forth. Like I like the live stream much better. Live stream, excuse me. Someone said troll trying to give Peter, you're not a troll. I'm defending you now, Peter. You're definitely not a troll. You wanted to tell me something and you told me and you gave me money. You're not trolling. You like me. You just want to tell me how little I know and that I need to research and I know better and I'm a baby. I get it, Peter. I get you. We're friends now. It's cool. I'm defending you against other people. It's all good. We are way off topic. Well, the end is purposely off topic. I don't really have an agenda. Once I say my 3 stories, I like to keep it open. Listen, you should thank Peter. I'll thank Peter. Peter not only gave me money, which I'm grateful. I might order food now. I'm feeling crazy. I might order delivery food. But Peter also kind of changed the dynamic of the conversation. I find it quite funny. I'm not mad at him at all. I think the fact that he called me a baby at the end makes it that much funnier, that he kept doubling down on dissing me while saying he wasn't dissing me. This is like better than SNL. It's very funny. That's why I can get 18 million views on a video and, the Oscars can't even get 9 million or 10 million, So I'm grateful. I think it makes it very funny. It's a funny back and forth. It's like a little shtick. Now, thank you, Peter. You made it funny. Caitlyn said you have a super genuine vibe. I think that's why you're super successful at reaching people. Great work. Thank you, Caitlyn. I appreciate it. And I think that has something to do with it too. I was telling my friend the other day, because I don't know if you guys know David Dobrik or whatever, but I don't know. He's just like, hey guys, he's just always like pranking his friends and stuff. Whatever. He is what it is. But like PewDiePie is #1 on YouTube. And I was trying to explain to my friend why. All of these other YouTubers are doing like get rich quick schemes or like pranks and just low bar stuff. It's funny, but whatever. PewDiePie is more like making fun of them in a genuine way. That's why he's like the biggest guy on YouTube, is because he's more authentic. I think authenticity definitely, it's maybe harder to get through all the degeneracy, but I think it's more powerful. So thank you for the compliment. And I've always thought that about PewDiePie. He's not like my favorite, but I see him when he talks about other YouTubers, you're like, oh, that guy's he's way more honest than these guys. The other one's like, hey, I just bought a Lamborghini and I parked the Lamborghini on my friend's neck. Oh my God, my friend's bleeding out. Let's film it. Like, that's like crazy crap like that. It's an exaggeration, but they're like hurting each other for like YouTube views. You're like, that's like, do you really like that person that much? Probably not as much as the person who's like, doesn't lie to you. Cowboy Bear said, I love your content, bud. Never stop. Thank you, Cowboy Bear. I appreciate you. HOB, this is a good question. He said, if the V was FDA approved, would you take it? It's a good question. No, I would not. That's just my personal choice. If it was FDA approved, I'm not afraid of COVID. I know people who've had it. I haven't been sick in 3 years. Listen, I went to Sturgis with hundreds of thousands of people and performed and met and greeted a bunch of people, shook hands, no mask. I didn't get sick. I've been traveling all over the US I traveled more in the last year than I have in my whole life. because I've been broke my whole life, so I didn't have the opportunity. I'm fine. I still haven't been sick. I haven't been sick in 4 years. I used to get sick all the time. I started taking care of myself, mental health, physical health, better diet. I'm fine. I used to have a sore throat every day. My throat is like never sore. So the point I'm getting to is no, I don't want it, even if it is FDA approved. Good question, but I'm good. I'm good on the V's probably for the rest of my life. I'm tapped out. They've jacked enough into me when I was a kid. You know, I got one 2 or 3 years ago when I hurt my foot. I think I'm good for the rest of my life, personally. Centrality said Ryan Dawson's Twitter is ANC Report and his website is ancreport.com. He doesn't use Insta. He goes by Sean Atwood's channel to talk about pedos. I've heard about Ryan Dawson. I feel like I've seen his video on BitChute. I've just never really watched it. And that's no disrespect to him. A lot of people super chat to tell me about him, which means, you know, he's a likable character or likable person. I just say character, not making fun of him. I'm just saying in general. You know, I'll check out his stuff because a lot of people speak highly of him. I've been meaning to, but to be honest, sometimes when I'm done working, I just don't want to watch political videos. So I just watch like, I don't know, basketball or something, even though it's like they're going too far. And then I make fun of them. Jake said, I play blues and funk. We should do a track together. You could email me, Jake. I have like 500 emails I have to go through, but it's happened. I've collaborated with people before. Crypto Mike said the people saying troll are wannabe trolls. Order some sushi or something, bro. I think after I said that, I have leftover. I ordered like food last night or something, so I have leftovers. But thank you. He's not a troll. I mean, trolls are people who are like really annoying or paid to do it. It's not a troll. It's not. I don't get that offended. Like when people disagree with me, I'm not like, oh my God, they're a paid operative. Like, you ever watch that channel where like certain people, listen, there are paid operative, there are paid trolls. That's real. But at the same time, like someone just says, like questions them. They're like, hey, have you ever thought that theory is not real? And they're like, oh my God, the trolls are coming. I'm being shadow banned. And I'm like, you have 500 followers. You're not being shadow banned. You're just not that popular. It's like shadow banning is real and trolls are real. But some people just, every time someone disagrees with them, they're acting like they're paid trolls. Like maybe people just don't like you. Like Peter, he has every right to call me a baby. I don't always appreciate it, but I don't think he's a troll. Maybe he just doesn't like me. Maybe he does like me. Maybe that's just how he wanted to talk to me. I don't think anyone paid him to do it. I just think that's how Peter wanted to do it. And it's okay. It's not, I can argue with him, but I don't think he's a paid troll. He's paying me to talk to, to tell me things. It's okay. I'll live. Someone said Biden's defeating the coronavirus. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but it doesn't bother me. Someone said you called me a douche. I said it was kind of douchey. You're kind of being a douche. Bro, I didn't even see who you were until you said the thing. You just said, you know better, blah, blah, blah. You know, you're talking down to me like I get it. It's okay. And then I said something, and then you said, no, I'm not talking down to you. You know, you just don't do your research. And then I said, okay. And then you're being a baby. You get it? It's like a little shtick now. It's fine. I didn't just randomly call you a douche. Like, I don't just come on the stream. I'm like, Peter's a douche. And like, people are like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, calm down. I'm like, you see that? He's like, I didn't even say anything. You kind of started it. I kind of jabbed. You jabbed. It's like a battle. You jabbed. I jabbed. You jabbed. I said the word. And then you said, oh, baby, it's okay, bro. Get over it. Come on, dude. Stop. Or keep going. Whatever. But Batman gave me 5. He said, I'm Batman. Thank you, Batman. That's probably my favorite super chat. A $5. It just says Batman. And it has a picture of Batman. And he just said, I'm Batman. Is that a troll? I don't know. I like that though. Keep trolling if that's a troll. But don't feel like you have to keep giving me money. But that one is just a bizarre one. Someone said, take it, bro. I'm going to read this. I think it's more people talking shit to me. I find it fun. Wait, he does know better. He does research. I don't know. Whatever. Too confusing. Someone said Peter stole the stream. It was ask me anything at the end sort of thing. And he made it fun. I'm having a great time. I actually think it's funny that he called me a baby. I found that like he jabbed and then he said he didn't jab and then he jabbed again and then he just full blood, like the real Peter came out and he's like, you know what? You're a baby. I'm like, I find it really funny. I'm not mad at it. I like it. I like when Peter steals a stream. You can't do it every time, but this is fun. Marky said, Jesus loves you, Anomaly. Thank you, Marky. I hope he does. I would like to think he does as well. Thank you. Someone said hit the like. Thank you, Erica. I appreciate it. It's always good. Someone said I'd like to see Trump and Biden one-on-one in a street fight. I mean, you're talking, that's an old man fight. I mean, Trump looks better for his age. Biden looks good, like when he stands there like a mannequin, but as far as like talking and stuff, it's not really his thing. That would be a really ugly fight. I think Trump would win, but I don't know. That like a grandpa fight, that's just messed up. But I would like to see it too now that you said it. Interesting. Julie said, love your hat. Thank you, Julie. They're on dreamrare.com. They're made in the USA. Okay. They got a USA flag on the back. Velcro. It's a good time. Thank you for. Would I go to another Trump rally? Probably not, but I don't know. I mean, I like Trump supporters. I like Trump. I'm just disappointed in who he has become during the pandemic. But to be honest, when I went to Arizona, I had a great time at the Trump rally. A lot of people recognized me, a lot of great families. Trump has great supporters. I mean, obviously there's some bad eggs in there, but like his rally, like the media is sick because like you see how great people are. There's so many nice people, so many cool, like calm. It was so chill. So yeah, I'd probably go again, but I'm just disappointed in Trump. As far as his supporters, I like Trump supporters. I like people who like Trump. I like Trump. I don't know who he is anymore. I would love to see him like not shill so hard for Moderna, but whatever. Glenn Davis said, where do I come down on the Trinity issue? I believe in the Trinity, but I don't think it's a deal breaker either way. So I'm not super well versed where I have a friend, my boxing instructor is also a pastor. And I had a long conversation about the Trinity with him because he's a scholar. Like my pastor friend, he studies Christianity in school, very smart, very calm. He knows both sides of every argument. So I'm more of a listener in that argument where I believe in it, and I feel like most Christians do, but I wanted to hear both perspectives of like why it is or why it isn't. So, as far as that whole discussion, I'm listening. I just want to hear, like, I feel like from what I was told from my Christian pastor, he says most Christians believe in it and most people who deny it are not Christian. But, I would like to hear more before I like say something like crazy or something. I'm more of a listener. I sat with my pastor friend for like hours today and he was explaining to me everything he knew. So I'm more in this debate with E. Michael Jones and Owen. And, it's not that I don't have my own opinion, but I'm a listener. And especially with biblical stuff, I don't claim to be like the most well-researched. So I like to hear what other people say. And I feel like I'm learning as I go on because I was confused by the argument. I wasn't really sure what E. Michael Jones and Owen were saying. And then I asked my friend, I was like, he knows everything as far as like this person. So I was trying to figure out if it was a common thing that Christians think or if it was like very uncommon. He claimed that it was uncommon. Someone said there is no non-Trinitarian Christianity. That's what my pastor friend said. He said Owen's argument was very rare, that almost all Christians, all denominations believe in the Trinity. And usually he said Muslims or atheists or other people are usually the ones arguing against it. And that Owen's argument against it was very rare. Because I was trying to figure it out, because I agree with a lot of things that Owen says about certain, Catholic churches, not all of them, but some of them. But, I'm more observing right now. But from what I was told, that it's very rare to find a Christian who doesn't believe in the Trinity, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, exactly. But, I would like to see Owen and them debate. Someone said I could teach you about the false Trinity doctrine. All right, Cowboy Bear, I'm willing to learn. I want to say this, though, before I end. I think it was pretty low what they did to Owen, though. I don't know if you guys saw, this is like a fringe. I don't know if I can say fringe, but like, it's like not everybody knows about it. It's not on like mainstream news, whatever. But, I think Milo snuck up on Owen with E. Michael Jones. They acted like they were going to do an interview, and then they staged an intervention, and they brought 3 Catholics to Owen to tell him why he should believe in the Trinity. I felt that was very low, regardless of what you think about the Trinity. I thought it was very rude. Like, I like E. Michael Jones. I like Owen. At times I believe one over the other, but I think that was kind of rude for E. Michael Jones to sneak up on him like that. I agree with Owen in that perspective. I think that was rude and uncalled for, and I would never do that. I think Milo is super sneaky, and just kind of like likes to play the villain. I felt bad for Owen, I think, a little bit, because I just don't think that's right. So I would like to see them debate, but that wasn't really a debate. It was like 3 people sneaking up on Owen, and he didn't even know he was going to debate. I found it very rude. So I would like to hear more. I'm not somebody that's closed-minded. So it's a conversation and a topic that I listened to my friend for a while. I would love to hear the other side of the argument, because I don't think I heard Owen say that much, because it was like a sneaky setup. So I didn't really get to hear both sides. When was it? It was like a few days ago on Milo Yiannopoulos' channel. He brought on Owen Benjamin and said, "Hey, Owen, glad to have you." And Owen was super pumped. And then he brought up E. Michael Jones, who's a Catholic, historian, Coffin, 3 people, and said, "This is actually an intervention. We're actually here to debate you about the Trinity." I thought that was very rude. I don't like stuff like that, but I felt like it was a raw deal for sure. However, you could try to persuade me either way. Ow, I just hit my finger. I should have not done that. Sorry. Someone said that sounds extremely rude. Yeah, I think Milo likes to be rude, though. That's Milo's shtick. He likes to be rude. He likes to push buttons. I didn't like it. As someone who I never disliked Milo. I like Owen. I just felt uncomfortable. I wasn't a fan of it. I think it was kind of mean. Someone said have Owen on Make America Debate Again. I kind of discontinued the podcast, but I had Owen on with Andrew Meyer. Now they're both banned on Twitter, unfortunately. But I had them debate because Owen, says what he says, and Andrew Meyer's like an Orthodox Jew who's my friend. So I had Owen and Andrew debate. I think it's a great debate and a great conversation. And, I think a lot of people laughed and they talked about very controversial stuff and had a great time. It's still on BitChute. I think it's still on YouTube. You could find Owen, Andrew Meyer, and I was kind of moderating. I like stuff like that. I don't know. That's why when people were talking about the flat earth, say what you want, but I don't believe in like mass censorship, especially for stuff you could say it's crazy and then you debate it. It's like same with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like, no, I get it. Yeah, it's stupid. Okay, then show me why it's so stupid. But sometimes people just shut it down, and that's what they're doing. Oh, no, that's stupid. That's racist. That's sexist. That's anti-Semitic. That's xenophobic. It's just a way to win an argument without winning an argument. So no matter how stupid the topic seems, I want to see a conversation. I want to see a debate. I've learned so much because I don't just call everything racist. I've learned so much over the last 4 years, and I'm blessed to be able to like research all the time because you guys allow me to. I learn every week. Every week I learn something new. That's why when you give me a super chat, yeah, I might not know everything all the time, but there's a way to say it or not. You can call me a baby, but it's okay. It's all good either way. It's like just I'm learning as I go on. I'm gonna read. Okay, Peter gave 2 more super chats. Peter, you're crushing it right now. I'm gonna buy a mansion with the money you're giving me. So thank you, Peter. He said anomaly, nothing but oh no, that's the other one. Maybe I could have approached it differently. I'm trying to. Oh no, that's the same one. Never mind. Okay, sorry, Peter. I thought you gave more money. It's the same ones. They just stay there because you gave like enough money. I thought you gave 2 more 100 shots. I was like, damn, Peter. But false alarm. No more money. Okay, no more mansion. Someone said many different versions of the Bible. Yeah, I'm blessed and fortunate to have a friend who's a pastor who studies this stuff like all the time. So he can tell, he's very like fair. When I ask him about the Trinity, he'll tell me, here's what he believes. Here's what other people believe. I say, how common is Owen's belief? He's like, not really common at all. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. It just means, I like to hear both sides of the story before I really like put my foot down. So that's just how I am. Someone said, oh, you're Thank you, Diana. I appreciate it. I wasn't paying Anomaly. I was paying for you all. Okay, Peter was not just paying me for me. He was paying to get the message out to the people. Peter is a hero. Thank you, Peter. I'm not even being sarcastic. I do actually appreciate it. Someone said, how do you throw money? I want to throw some. Patty said, there's a star way on Facebook, but I'm good. I'm fine. Keep the money, Patty. I'm okay. You can if you want to, but I'm good. I'll let you know when I'm not good. Like when they start stealing things from me, That's when I complain more. If you notice, I don't post my Patreon that often unless they're taking away my other money, and then I'll do it. I appreciate it. It's helpful. I don't want people to leave, obviously, but I try to just sell my hats, do my thing. But then if they I don't even want to talk about how much money they took on Facebook. Maybe I can. I don't like to go into my finances, but I was doing really well on Facebook for a while. You have no idea how much money they took away from me. So that's when I plug my stuff more, because I was cruising, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm not a big spender. I'm a save. I don't want to be poor when I'm older. I don't have a 401k. I'm just saving away. And then they took it all away, and then they gave it back, and it's like 1/8 as much as it used to be. But that's the only time I plug it. If I'm doing good, I'm like, I'm good for now. You can. What did I do to my hand? I explained it at the beginning, but you probably weren't here. I take boxing lessons because my buddy is like, he's boxing somebody. So my pastor friend's an instructor. I've just been taking boxing lessons, and I punched very hard. So I've heard. I punched his elbow, and I really messed up my thumb. It's gonna be fine, but it's not pleasant and not ideal. When am I debating young Pharaoh? HOB, you have good questions, brother. I appreciate you. I've debated young Pharaoh before, and it got a little ugly. I meant to just have a conversation with him. I actually liked him. I still don't dislike him. I don't hate him or anything. We just had butted heads. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be willing to debate with young Pharaoh again, but at a certain point, he was getting super emotional and super weird. I was like, I actually like him. I was being calm, and he was just like freaking out and stuff. And it was a little bizarre. So I don't know. I would be down to talk to him again under the right format, but we've actually had a debate. He had it on his Instagram. I debated him. I think I won. Most people on his page, not my page, his page, most people on his page thought I won. All the top comments were saying I won. He started yelling at them, calling them colonizers on his own page. And then he deleted the debate, and he blocked me on Instagram, which is fine. But it's like, I won the debate. He got all upset, and you could probably find it on YouTube somewhere, but it's not that fun, honestly. Like, we argued for like 2 hours, and it was just kind of like bad energy. But I don't dislike young Pharaoh. I think he's actually really funny sometimes. He could be a little bit, rude, but I thought we were going to get along, because everyone says he's racist. It doesn't bother me. You could say you hate white people. To be honest, just say it in a way that makes sense, or don't. I don't care. I'm not that sensitive. But he's like, give me my sandals back, man. He's like, Bill Gates is your problem. Like, I'm like, dude, what? It just got very weird. But I don't know. I would be willing to talk to him again. Someone said, does young Pharaoh like you? I don't think he does. We got along for 2 hours, and then he just freaked out at me and said he wanted his gold sandals back. I said, bro, go take them from a museum if you think they come from your ancestors. He's like, but Bill Gates, he's like, you're not going to protect Bill Gates. I'm like, bro, first of all, I wouldn't say, like, am I going to protect Bill Gates and George Soros? Like, no, I don't. I've never met them. I don't care about them at all. We don't, like, he was acting like I was responsible for every white person ever. He's like, take your accountability. I'm like, I'm not saying I'm not, I'm part Puerto Rican, but I'm mostly white European. I'm like, bro, he acts like he has the black community under his thumb. It's like, dude, you like Trump, and 80 to 90% voted for Biden. So you don't control your community. Like, he's acting like George Soros is my fault, and he's got black people on lock. Like, bro, a high percentage of people don't agree with you at all and don't listen to you at all. It's not a bad thing. It is what it is, but it's like, he just came at me all weird. I don't think he dislikes me. Maybe he does. Maybe he hates me, but I don't have like hate in my heart for young Pharaoh. I just thought the conversation was weird. He couldn't like have a conversation about what I wanted to. So it is what it is. I mean, I like to debate. I like to be challenged, but I don't know. I guess that's how he wanted to act, and I acted the way I acted. Whatever. Someone said, I want tire sandals. I don't know what that means, but sandals are always cool. Someone said he thinks white peoples are aliens. Yeah, but that doesn't even bother me. Like, I think Farrakhan says that too. And everyone always says, like, dude, did you hear Farrakhan say that you're an alien? Like, so I don't like, oh, whoa, like that's going to hurt my feelings that Farrakhan called me an alien. Like, oh man, I got to go, guys. That hurt me. Like, no, I find it very funny, actually. So I don't mind how he feels about white people. At a certain point, I think, where he plays himself is he wants to be respected. He freaks out if you say even the smallest thing about him, his ancestry, but he wants to just shit on everybody else. So it's like, my personal belief, I like him, but if you put young Pharaoh in the room debating young Pharaoh, they would hate each other within 30 seconds because he wants to be treated in a way he won't treat anybody else. So I don't care what he thinks about white people, but it's like, you know, he wants to dish it out times 1,000, and then he cries when somebody gives it back like 1/50th to their side. But it's like, I'm white, you know, so I'm not going to feel how you feel about certain parts of history. There's nothing wrong with that. You can agree to disagree, but yeah, he came at me, I feel like a little weird, but that's on him. I don't care. Like that, I guess that's how he wants to act. No problem with it. I thought we were going to get along. Him feeling a way about white people does not bother me. But at the same time, it's like he just started being like yelling at me and stuff. And I was just like sitting there. I was like, okay, whatever. Someone said, I like that analogy for the Hotep stream. That's how it went. I want to say this about the Hotep stream. I like Hotep Jesus. Here's the thing. He's very smart. He's very, he knows how to act, Hotep Jesus. He's a good marketer. So he's so good at acting, and I respect him for this, but it's not my thing. It's not what I'm interested in. He's such a good actor. He got people to defend a decision that he doesn't even believe in, which is like good wizardry. But Hotep Jesus took one side of the debate, was talking down to me and kind of talking like, you know, very condescending to me for an hour, doing this and that. And then he flipped sides of the debate and took a whole nother side of the debate. And then I said one thing back and he got all upset too, where it's like he was dishing it out for an hour. I say one thing and he feels a certain way about it. It's like he's such a good actor that he's trying to do a debate he doesn't even believe in. And he's got people believing in what he's saying and he doesn't even believe it. It's like, that's not the type of person I am. I'm not debate club trying to flip sides to get people's, you know, but that's what he did. It's like he admitted after the debate, he knew he lost. So he tweeted, he's like, I don't debate to win. I take the harder side just because. It's like, I don't take the hard or easy side. When you see Anomaly debating, when you see me debating, I debate what I mean. If it's the hard side, it's the hard side. If it's easy, I'm not an actor. I don't act to take a hard side for. So he admitted he's an actor. He lost the debate. So he said, you know, I don't even believe what I debated. You know, I just take the harder side, even if I don't agree with it. But he got people to defend what he was saying, and he didn't even believe it himself. What does that tell you? He's an actor. He's a good actor. He can be very real and very honest a lot of times, but he likes to play that game and, you know, be like, I think it's funny. I like him. But as far as the debate, yeah, I won. And then he said he didn't want to win and he didn't even believe what he said. But he got people to defend what he was saying as if he believed in it. And then after the debate, he said, I took the harder side. I don't even believe in it. And I'm like, you guys who are all mad at me were all mad because you agreed with what he was saying and he didn't even agree with it himself. It's like genius level Andy Kaufman like acting, but he's an actor. I'm not an actor. If I say something or debate something, I say what I mean. I don't, you know, and if I dish it out, I'll take it back. It's like I don't talk condescending to people. But if Pharaoh or, you know, Hotep talk condescending to me and then an hour in, I say something back and they're like, whoa, it's like, bro, watch the tape back. He talked condescending to me for an hour. I destroyed him. He switched sides of the debate and then it made no sense. And then I just said, you could never be me. And then he's like, whoa, where'd that come from? It's like, I'm just letting you know as a man, you know, we're not in the same lane, but it's okay. It's all good. It's all fun and games. It's all part of the show. Someone said, right now you're just talking shit, so I'm gonna bounce. I'm not. I'm just telling you what happened. Like, whatever. You could bounce. It's like this dramatic, oh, I'm going to bounce now. It's like, just click the X button. Do you guys do that when you leave a stream? You're like, oh, now that you're talking trash, bro, Hotep Jesus doesn't care. He's a strong guy. I'm a strong guy. We had a good time. We laughed after it. He's not crying about it. It's like, I'm leaving. It's like, just click the X button. I don't think I've ever announced I was leaving somewhere. I just clicked the X. It's that simple. Sonny James said, I don't like YP. He just reads all the Hotep stuff and recycles it, then accuses anyone who has similar ideas of stealing it. Yeah, I mean, I don't have that much hate in my heart. I like Hotep Jesus. I find a lot of his tweets very on point. I like young Pharaoh. I don't mind what he thinks. But at a certain point as a human being, if you're going to debate me or have a conversation with me, I'm not just going to bow on my knees. I think they both like to be alpha and, you know, put you down and condescend you and put you in a thing that makes them look. And then when you counter it, you know, I get it. I get psychology. They're doing their thing. They're both very successful at what they do. And, it's nothing but love for me. But when we have a conversation or a debate, I'm not just going to get on my knees and be like, I'm so sorry, young Pharaoh. I'll go get your sandal. I'm like, dude, just come on. You're you, I'm me. Respect that. I respect who you are, but it's all good. Someone said I knew Anomaly had some spice in him. I could be very spicy. I'm fun. I'm nice, but I'm not a pushover. And people don't understand in a debate, you might want people to do a certain thing, but there's energy. There's people are playing certain games. So you got to stand up for yourself, I think. But, you can't please everybody. USA Products Only, said Mary. USAProductsOnly.com. I've been very busy. We're going to add more to the site. We're working on some new stuff. It's tough though, because every USAProducts.com, USAProductsOnly.com is my USA website. All USA companies, a lot of your companies are on there. I approve every company that I add. I have a team, but I like to go over it in depth and make sure I think that you're doing a good job before I add it to the site. So that's what takes it long to add more things to the site, is because I have to go. It takes me hours. So I'm going to get on it. Someone said, yeah, you did stop lying, Anomaly. You just sat there and got talked bad to. No, that's not true. I don't know if you're talking about the Pharaoh one. Literally, I was saying nothing. He was like, if I'm in the room with you, I'm going to fight you. I'm thinking to myself, he reminds me of someone who he picks fights with everybody. I'm just like, I just want to be off this guy's radar. He's always mad at everybody he debates. I held my own. I made certain points. I'm like, bro, you don't, there's a certain energy where it's like, with Hotep Jesus, I like Hotep Jesus. He's a nice guy. With young Pharaoh, he reminds me of someone at a bar. No offense, I like him, but he reminds me of someone at a bar that's trying to fight with everybody. So, I pick and choose my battles. If young Pharaoh's going to threaten everybody he's on a live stream with, I don't need to prove myself on a YouTube live stream. So if it comes to that, it's like the drunk guy. I'm like, is he really mad at me, or is he mad at everybody who he talks to? If I walk away, is it about me? No, he's going to fight with the next person he talks to. You ever been to a bar and there's a drunk guy trying to fight everybody around him? It's not worth fighting him. So to me, that's kind of Pharaoh's energy. Is like, I've seen him in 10 live streams where he's threatened the person on the live stream. I'm not interested. It doesn't come off authentic to me, or in general, I feel like the problem's not me. So I'm going to handle it a different way. I didn't bow down to what he was saying. I disagreed every time and I stood my ground, but I'm also not going to threaten him to a jiu-jitsu fight or something. It's not interesting to me. And it doesn't mean I'm not debating him. The debate is about something going on, not about who's better at boxing. So with Hotep Jesus, it's the same thing. I'm not going to freak out and scream at him or anything. I don't feel any way, but there's a different energy. Hotep doesn't have that energy. He's a nice guy. He's not trying to fight with everybody. He could be a little crafty. He likes to play his little wizard, psychology games, but I feel like a way chiller guy than Hotep Jesus. So that's how I look at it. I'm like, Pharaoh is the drunk guy that wants to fight with everybody. And Hotep's more of, he's just he's playing his little games. And after the stream was over, he laughed, he smiled. It's not a big deal. I get the dynamic of both of them. So that's why I handled them both differently. Because when someone's screaming at you and telling you to, they want the sandals and they want to fight everybody, it's a different energy than if somebody's just like, Hotep was talking condescending, but it wasn't that bad or anything. That's just he was playing this game of let me do this, let me challenge you, let me bring up old tweets, let me make you try to look bad. I can handle it both ways. It's just, I don't respond the same way. Everything's energy. So if you give out a certain energy, it is what it is. I don't pre-plan how I'm going to act, but that's just why. Someone said Hotep wizardry. Yeah, he's a smart guy. Someone said I have more respect for Hotep Jesus than young Pharaoh. I like Hotep Jesus. I really do. I feel like he's definitely playing a little game with me, but it is what it is. It worked out. People watched it. People learned something. I think he has a lot of value. There's a lot of value there. So I think he's very good at Twitter. He's a good marketer. He sells books and stuff. He knows what he's doing. He's a businessman, and he's a cultural influencer. So it's all love. Sonny James said, did you hear about BLM in the UK setting up tribunals to counteract police investigations? This is getting discussed in the lower courts. How long until that arrives in the US? I haven't heard of that, but that's interesting. Promise said, I love the shirt today, man. I appreciate it, Promise. Thank you so much. Someone said that Pharaoh was just rude. He was, I mean, his energy, it is what it is. I like listening to him sometimes, but with me, I mean, you watch it back, he just went off out of nowhere and was just being crazy, like whatever. I don't know. It's like, to me, I handled that way for a reason, and vice versa with Hotep Jesus. You know, I can't plan it. I can't fully explain it, but different energies bring out. It's like if you're at a restaurant and someone talks to you in a certain way, or someone screams at you and tells you, you know, like you're going to respond in a different way. That's why I'm not going to act exactly the same in every stream. But I believe, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is just my analysis. I think if young Pharaoh had a debate with young Pharaoh, a white young Pharaoh and a black young Pharaoh, I think within 30 seconds they'd fight with each other, because that's his type of energy. He's high energy. On a stream by himself, he's all over the place. I actually like it. I find it quite interesting. And he says some things I agree with, some things I disagree with, whatever. We're grown men. It's okay. But if he were to debate the white version of himself, they would hate each other within a minute. They'd be threatening each other within 2 minutes. That's just the type of energy Pharaoh has. With Hotep Jesus, I think if he were to debate himself in the debate and he talked as condescending as he talked to me, I think he would have felt a certain way earlier than I did. And I personally believe if there was a black version of me, or it doesn't even matter race, if I had a conversation or debate with myself, I think we would get along, because I'm not really confrontational. I'm very nice when I interview people. So I think if I were to debate myself, we'd get along. If Pharaoh were to debate Pharaoh, they'd fight within a minute. If Hotep Jesus talked to Hotep Jesus the way he talked to me, they wouldn't like each other either. And they would be like, oh, you're talking to me that way? You're talking to me that way? So that's, it is what it is, but it's like, that's why I responded different ways to them. They're different people, but, I think I don't bring people. Have you ever seen me bring someone on my live stream and just try to do a gotcha moment with them and bring up old tweets and talk to them condescending and saying you sniffed Trump's butt, lying about them? Hotep Jesus did that for an hour. I don't know if it was an act because he was flipping sides, but it's all good. It's not a big deal. That's just how I feel. I don't think I was rude or mean. I think I held my ground after an hour of him trying to have a gotcha moment, failing, switching sides of the debate, and after the debate saying he didn't even believe what he said. It is what it is. Peter said, peace out, Anomaly. I still love you, even though you think I'm a douche. I don't think you're a douche, Peter. I said you were acting like one, but everyone acts like it's not a big deal. Peter, I like you. You made this stream very memorable. If you want to be honest, Peter, you're kind of iconic now. You made this stream like 20 times funnier, and everybody here, I think, loves you for it. Some people don't, but that's the internet. You can't please everyone. I personally, if I could play it back in my head, even outside of the money that you gave me, I would have you here 10 times out of 10. Not every day, but I think your presence was very funny, Peter. I don't care what you said. I think if you didn't say that, it wouldn't have been as funny. So thank you, Peter. You're respected. When am I going to, Anomaly, when are you going to do another call in? I want to cuss you out. I mean, are you joking or no? I don't know. I'm doing Instagram lives. You want to come in my live stream to cuss me out? That seems a little extra, but now I probably just wouldn't invite you in. I don't mind if people debate with me. Be like, hey, imagine if someone texted you and said, hey, La Tejana, when are you free to talk? Because I want to scream at you on the phone. Would you answer them? Oh, you said I'm kidding. Okay. I was like, what? It's funny, but like some people really say shit like that. I'm like, what the heck is going on? No, she's joking, but you would not believe some of these emails I get. It's not that bad, but somebody like, Anomaly, I have this business idea. Call me right now. I'm like, what's the business? They're like, I can't tell you. Just call me. I'm like, bro, I'm a human being and I have a lot of emails. I'm not just going to call everyone. Like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's good. See, people, I can be triggered easily. Like, I'm not triggered like a liberal, but I could be set off. I feel like people know that. So I gotta watch. Le Tejana, that's funny. And, you look good in your picture. I don't know if it's really you. It's small, but, just saying. Observation. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate it. Whatever happened to Poopy Butt? Yeah, I don't say it much anymore, but I was just saying it so I didn't curse. There's kids who watch me. So instead of wipe your new, I said Poopy Butt. I'm over it now. We're on to new things. It's kind of gross. Maybe I'll bring it back. I don't know. Someone said lay off. Now leave her alone. That was funny. Say something manly. Eat steak and work out. That's very manly. do calls on YouTube. I got to figure out how to use other programs, but I don't know. You want me to do call-ins on YouTube? It could be funny. Maybe. I do the Instagram lives later this week on Instagram. I got to go soon. I'm getting tired, but on Instagram, I'm going to do a call-in and I'm going to say, what's your message to the world? I don't know if you guys have seen my call-ins. I said, do you like what Trump's doing? I like calling people in because I feel like a lot of people who follow me are very cool and they don't get to get their message out very often or very far spread. So I'm going to later this week on Instagram, I'm going to do an Instagram live. I'm going to bring in like 10 people. And the topic is going to be, I'll let you guys know here, what's your message for the world? So that's what it's going to be. I'm going to bring in 10 people at random and maybe some not at random. If I recognize someone, I know they'll have a good message. That's it. So if you want to come in my live stream on Instagram, I'm going to post it on my Facebook and YouTube afterwards, but that you can think about it. What's your message to the world? I'm going to give 10 people an opportunity to tell, hopefully tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people, what your message is that you want to get out. That's what it's going to be. Thank you, Roxanne. I appreciate it. Am I going to have a second backup channel? That's a good question. Yeah, I'm going to start a channel for clips. Okay, we just went live for, I'm trying to look at the time, 1 hour and 35 minutes. I want to make a new channel for just clips because some people see my live streams and they're like, dude, I can't watch an hour and 35 minutes. And I think to myself, I agree. I wouldn't watch this either. I appreciate people are here, but it's not like I demand that everybody watch my live streams. I do short videos, I do long videos, but I never clip up the good parts of the live streams. And the live streams are pretty fun sometimes. So I think that's what I'm going to do is clip up and have my friend clip up parts of the live stream and have a whole channel for just clips. So if you only have 2 minutes or 5 minutes, you could watch that. So yeah, I'm working on I don't like a backup though. It's like, I don't know. Are they going to ban me? Maybe, hopefully not. I'm pretty good at finessing my way, but if they do take down my page, I'm not going to start a new Facebook page. I don't know. It's like, I have 1.5 million followers. I don't want to have a backup. I want to talk to a lawyer. That's what I want to do if they do that. So hopefully they leave me alone. I didn't say anything fake. Everything I said, I backed up besides my jokes and stuff, but we'll figure it out. Someone said clips would be awesome. Yeah. And here's another thing. One of my best friends, I think, is going to help me manage it. And I'm going to give him a percentage of the whole channel. So it's going to be a win-win. He's going to help me a little bit. He's going to get money. I'm going to get money, but I'm going to start a clip channel. Someone said a lot of Christian YouTubers are being censored. I mean, it's a crazy world, but you know, I have backup plans in my head, but I'm not going to make backup channels. It's like if something gets taken down, I'll figure out the next play. I have a Telegram, I have a Facebook, I have a BitChute, I have a Rumble, but I don't upload to Rumble because every time I upload, it's like error. And I spend like 10 minutes there and it's like error. I got tired of Rumble. I'm like, bro, fix your website. No offense, but literally fix it. Or maybe it's just my browser or something. I don't know. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Loricon. All right. What is it? 1:37. 2 more minutes. All right. Let's end it. I got to go. Let me see real quick. I think I got some of the stuff here. So this hat, I like both. If you have the old one, that one's like, they're different styles. This one's a little bigger. The other one had like a nice silver back. This one has a Velcro. Some people like it more because it's easier to adjust. I like these hats. They're being stitched in a conservative area, a conservative county of America. They're being warehoused in America. I have a guy that's helping me do all this stuff, and it's all USA based. So these hats, I love them, dreamrare.com. I just want to show you. I'm sorry this is backwards on Facebook, but YouTube, you can see it. These beanies, sorry. God bless beanies. You already know. Made in the USA. My fingers hurt, but I'm still going to do it. Got the beanies. And then I got this. Hold on. Let me not knock my light over. Is thinking illegal yet? You guys can see it on YouTube, but it says, is thinking illegal yet? Your post goes against community standards, so only you could see it. See options. It's kind of trolling Facebook, but not really. It's a parody. Yeah, I don't want to get sued or whatever, but you get that. That's dreamrare.com. These are tank tops. Way too jacked for the Gulag tank tops. These hats, dreamrare.com. That's what I do now. Facebook steals my money. I just start selling hats. I'm a psycho hat seller. I'm just a hat salesman. Mike Lindell sells pillows. I'm going to be a hat salesman. I'm going to sell, I don't know, whatever. We'll figure it out. But dreamrare.com. Someone said I like the tee. It's a tank top. So hopefully you like tank tops. Dreamrare.com. And now that I have a merch guy, I'm never going to stop selling these hats. I love these hats. I love the quality. I'm not just saying that. You buy it. It comes with that. It comes with another flag. Like, it's Americaned out. I like it. I'm never going to stop selling these, but I am going to like shirts, and I just want to keep getting better quality mugs. Everyone says sell a mug. I'm not selling a Chinese mug. No disrespect to China. I love Chinese people. I love Chinese people in China. I love Chinese people in America. Not all of them, but most. I don't like any race. Let's be honest. It's like everyone has someone that they don't like. But in general, I just want to sell American products. And, I don't want to sell a made in China mug. So until I can find a made in the US mug, I'm not selling mugs, but I would like to sell mugs. You get it. Hats, dreamrare.com. Someone said, I want this framed. I mean, I guess you could buy this and frame it, or are you talking about this? You could put it in a frame. I don't know how you put a shirt in a frame, but actually, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could just like frame this and it looks like a picture, but I don't know about that. Believe it or not, I'm not that good at interior design. If you notice, I'm not the best interior designer. I'm working on it. You got the light in the chair, but I don't know. I'm not the craftiest. Everyone's like, what's that? That's for sound. I have things all over, like soundproof things. That's not my forte. So you'll figure it out. I'm not good with that stuff. But in general, thank you guys for supporting. Before I leave, stayintouchwithme.com is my free email list. If you just type it in, stayintouchwithme.com, it takes you to my email list. You sign up. It's the least annoying email list ever because I never use it because I forget and I don't like emails. You don't even know I have 500 emails. I hate emails. I like them, but it's annoying. I hate like getting emailed for everything. So once every month, once every 2 months, maybe at most twice a month. I rarely use it, but I probably should more. But I like to collect emails so I could sell. No, I'm just kidding. So I can just email you guys when something happens or censorship or whatever. So it's good to have. I'll send that out. And I have a Telegram chat, Dream Rare Chat. Telegram is cool if you have it because it goes right to you. It's like a text message, but it's not through text, it's through the app. So when I go live, I tell people 10 minutes before. I'm going live on Facebook and YouTube, and I post the YouTube link. So if you want to know when I'm going live, I post them all there. I post all my videos, Instagram, Facebook, all my links, everywhere. So it's a good way to get the videos around censorship and algorithm stuff. So Dream Rare Chat, t.me/Dream Rare Chat, or just type in Dream Rare Chat. That's it. I've plugged enough stuff. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. I always appreciate you. I'm forever grateful. And I have 2 videos that I want to edit. I have a music video. I was at the Grand Canyon working out and filming a video for Way Too Jack for the Gulag. That's why I was working out at the Grand Canyon. I'm not that vain. I mean, it's fun to work out at the Grand Canyon, but the real reason I was taking videos of myself working out is not because I'm trying to be an Instagram fitness people. Although I feel like I look like a douche. Everyone's like, why are you doing push-ups at the Grand Canyon? But I'm filming a video, and I thought it was funny to film like me working out all over the Grand Canyon for the video. So that's what's going on. 3 videos to film, music video. You get it. I'll be busy. I'm glad to be back, and I'll have a lot of content coming soon. More music, maybe. I don't know. I'm busy. Have a good one, guys. God bless you, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for being here.